Okay, hello, Tom Stott here alongside Dr. Patty Stott. Hello, Dr. Patty. Briefly, history of some cord tethering and some hip stuff. Definitely chronic hamstring proximal tendinosis slash like some acute things too, but from a big scale, some instability, whether micro or macro, but some hip instability we're working with here, and trying to present a few things to try out that are not catch-alls, but it could be good entryway points to hip stability. Should we start? Are you good starting prone? And we'll show a little bit of contraction of glute. All right. So go and lie down prone for me. You do not have to have exactly what we are holding on to between yoga blocks or little fit balls or tennis balls. So grab any implement you have. Let's go into left knee flexion if you would. So I'm going to show you with a tennis ball. Dr. Patty can just squeeze in there. We're trying to activate hamstrings so that she gently goes into a little bit of left hip extension, even almost she's getting some movement, but could be isometric and not really lifty. Come back down. Let's swap this out to show the difference with a bigger ball. Squeeze. Some people like a little bit more contact surface. Come back down. Or if you happen to have the hamstring contractile strength and a little bit more flexion, go and see if you can touch onto this block. Yeah, cool. So 3 different access points and come back down. Let's go up into quadruped. We generally start with just a couple reps, 2 to 3 reps, check in, see how it feels, mark the box green for that day and come back. Dr. Patty's on fists for a little bit more neutral wrist position. We could totally be on like a neutral yoga block or little pirouette handles would be fine. If you want to, so something like that to provide a little bit more, like especially if we're dealing with some CMC space issues. So do you have a preference? What have you been doing at home between, has it been block?
I actually prefer the ball.
Okay,
now.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bury this in there. So we activate hamstring. We know that proximal hamstring, go ahead and go into hip extension. With this activated here, we can only find this movement through big hip extensors in the glutes. Just holds for a couple seconds and then back down. Really good job maintaining a neutral back. I don't need a big hollowing moment. You don't need to get inflection here, but not going into excessive lumbar lordosis, lumbar extension. We want this motion to come from the posterior chain as best we can in the hip there. So lifting up, good contraction, especially early on in trying some of these things. It's all about a few dosed high quality reps and not, but doing them frequently, trying to hit them daily, not worrying about doing a magical 2 or 3 sets of 10. How many would you say you've done? Like 5 to 8, 5 to 10?
I'm up to 11
You're
now.
up to 11, yeah. So but you probably started at 5 or so.
About 8.
About
yeah.
Okay, cool. So and it's been a couple weeks. All right, let's go on to let's stay in the world of the posterior chain for a moment here. And if you'll go supine for me, hook line. So on back with knees bent, we are going to get any type of implement, foam roller, half foam, something to provide some type of tactile cueing under the balls of the feet. We're trying to, you have a preference between half or full? You've been doing full at home, right?
Full.
All right. So what we don't need to be is in a crazy amount of ankle plantar flexion. This is a lot of ankle plantar flexion. Just by getting up, okay, calm it down there. Just by being on the front of the foot, we know that at least isometrically we're accessing with knees bent here, the soleus on both sides. Soleus part of the posterior chain. If we already have soleus activated, kind of like we co-contract quads and anterior tibialis and some of the other things we do, go ahead and drive through the feet to lift up into a bridge. It'll give a little bit easier access point to the hamstrings. If you're a person that's had trouble finding your hamstrings or getting your hamstrings to work or turn on, I'll stop air quoting, this could be a good access point for you. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's causing increased instability. I'll swap this out for the little half foam. Here, this is not moving, but still, yeah, still getting what we want. Again, notice how, sure, we're in a little bit of plantar flexion, but we're not maximally plantar flexed. By being on the front of the feet, I mean, soleus is engaged, you can see it. Dr. Patty can definitely feel it, and we get a nice access point to hammies here. We'll slide this off. Where do you feel that the most when you do it?
Oh, the hamstrings.
Like hamstrings right away? Okay, so one of my favorite access points to hip stability is finding the hip internal rotators. And a really good co-contraction access point is by activating hip adductors, so on the inside of the thighs. So we'll do that with a block here. Do you prefer vertical or lengthwise?
I've been putting it lengthwise.
Okay, perfect. And try it out both different ways. Everybody's got a little bit different hip shape. Now from here, Dr. Patty could hold the back of the thighs, so I don't need this to be like a very difficult lower core exercise. In some instances, we've even rested feet up on an ottoman or a couch, so quads don't even have to work. But from this position, you can hold or not hold, it's up to you. We're gonna go a loop band around the feet. Now, the point won't necessarily be to maximally internally rotate. So this is a pretty tough black TheraBand, and I don't need a ton of movement with it. So if you don't even have elastics and you have a yoga strap that you can open up to about hip width, that would totally be valid. Co-contraction, like we mentioned, gentle squeeze into the block, good. Now we have adductors working, so abductors on the outside of the hips shut off. This squeeze is probably 30 to 40% of your max, it's not a ton. And now we're gonna go out with both feet, actively internally rotating both hips. Start 2 to 3 seconds and come off. If you need to set the whole system down for a moment, you can. We wanna build up that isometric hold time. Did we start with 5 or 8 seconds? I know I counted down like a jerk at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
So
I think it was like
5 to 8 seconds, yeah. Start 2 to 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, hold, let's go 8, 7, 6, still squeezing in that block, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. So this is doing a couple things for us. Co-contraction, getting the adductors to kick on, finding hip internal rotation, which is gonna open up that back of the pelvis, the sacrum. If things get sticky around that lower back SI space, this might be a good access point to something that's active, that's very controlled, and it can be a nice little entryway to you. Let's go one more. So up, and we'll push out, actively pushing into that band the whole time while contracting here. Nice work. 3, 2, 1, and back down. So again, these aren't diagnostic. These don't replace any type of medical advice. This is just some things for you to try out with implements that you already have likely around your house. Thanks.